Hello everyone, welcome to Lead Code Daily Challenge. So the problem for today is clone a graph. So we will be given a reference of a node in a connected, unidirected, undirected graph. So that means every node in the graph is connected to its adjacent nodes. So the direction is both ways. I mean you don't have any direction. So that means you can from the given node you can reach its adjacent nodes, and from the adjacent nodes you have the same connection to the original node. So we need to return a deep copy of the given graph. So deep copy meaning we need to create new nodes, new memory for the nodes, and we need to copy its members as well using a new memory. So we cannot just put the reference of the members of the node to its new node. So each node in the graph contains a value. So node will be having a value and its list which will contain its neighbors. So adjacency list. So this will be the structure of the graph. So you will have node, its value, and its neighbors are stored in the list. So our test cases will be given in the form of adjacency list. So if you look at the input, let's say the input here, we have a graph 1, 2, 3, 4. The node values are 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first node will be having neighbors of 2 and 4. Second node has a neighbors of 1 and 3. The third node has 2 and 4, and fourth node has 1 and 3 as its neighbors. So that will be represented in the input as adjacency list. So first node has 2 4, second one 1 3, third one 2 4, fourth one 1 3. This will be the input given to us. So we need to create a clone of the graph using deep copy and then return the answer. So here a few examples are given. So the topmost graph, if you see, this is nothing but the original graph that is given to us. So we cannot return the same graph. So we need to make a new memory, new copy, and return. So the second one is what that we need to do. So this is same as the original graph except that it is a new memory and values are copied separately. So the third one, if you see, this graph is newly created and new values, but the adjacency list is changed. The neighbors are changed. For 1, 2 and 4 are adjacent nodes. Here it is changed to 3 and 4. So this is wrong. Okay, so it's like what we are going to do is take a node and create a node, then try to create all its neighbors. Then take one by one from the neighbor list, then process the nodes. So if you just look at this closely, so we can do a breadth first search. So BFS of graph we can use, because we have to process the node first, then process its neighbors first, then go to one by one neighbors. So it is a BFS traversal of the graph. So let's look in detail with an example. So let's say we have the graph 1 2 3 4. So BFS generally we need a queue to track the nodes that we need to process further. So initially we will start with a first node, that is node number 1. So that will be in our queue. So when we are maintaining one map here, because when we create nodes, let's say node 1 has neighbors 2 4, node 3 also has neighbor 4. So we should not create node 4 twice, or we should not process node 4 twice. So for that we create a map wherein we keep track of node value with its corresponding new node that we have created. The queue contains nodes that are given in the actual input, and map contains the nodes that we have created newly. So when we start processing, first we will come to we will create new node for the node 1 which is in the queue. Then we try to process adjacent neighbors of node 1. Then we remove node 1 from the queue. Then we create new nodes for its neighbors 2. So we create new node and push it to our map. Then create new node for 4 and push it to our map. Then we push neighbors to the queue, because we need to process 2 and 4. So now we go to node 2. We need to process neighbors of node 2 now. So we remove 2 from the queue because we have already processed it. Now we need to check if the neighbors are already processed or not. So neighbors of 2 are 1 and 3. So if you see 1 is already created, it is there in our map, so we don't have to do anything. We just have to push it as a neighbor of 2. Then we push 3, the neighbor of 3 to the queue. So we need to process 3 in future. Now 2 is completed. So now when we push to neighbor 3, so we create a new node and push it to our map. Then now processing of 2 is completed. Then now we move to 4 which is in the queue, and we remove 4 from the queue, and its neighbors are 1 and 3. So if you see 1 and 3 are already processed. So we already have the nodes for 1 and 3 in our map, so we don't have to create anything. So we just fill neighbor list of 4 with 1 and 3. Then we move to next node 3. So again 3 for 3 the neighbors are 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 are already created in our map, so we don't have to process them and we don't have to push them to queue because they are already created. So now 3 also will be processed, processing of 3 also will be completed, and 3 will be removed from the queue. So that will finish our creation of new graph with a clone. So then finally we return the graph that we have created using our root node. So let's look at the source code, how we are doing. So the constraints are the node values can be from 1 to 100, and each node will have a unique value. So there will not be any repetitions with respect to node values, and the number of nodes will not exceed 100. So this is a pretty good. It's not very high, but it's a decent one. So, and there won't be any repeated edges and there won't be any loops, so we don't have to worry about loops in the graph. So we can use BFS without any special conditions. And so let's look at the source code. So they have given special helper on the class structure. So here we can use a new node function. If you pass a value, it will return you a new node by filling the value, and it will create an empty adjacent list. And there are other useful functions, but we are going to use only this function in our code. So there is one special case that we need to handle. If the node is null, that means there are no nodes in the graph. We just return null because we don't have to do anything. Then we take queue to keep track of the nodes that we need to process further. Then initially our queue will be filled with the first node that we have got as input. Then we take one map, unordered map, to track our new nodes that we have created using node value. So because the node values are unique, we can use map from value to nodes. So we create a new node for the root node. So we call it root. So this is what we are going to return finally. So we create it using the node that we got as input, and we pass the value. So this will call the second function that we have seen above. So then we insert this root to our map with the value. So it will map the value to a node. Then we process while the queue is not empty. So this is what the BFS algorithm is, breadth first search. Then this we need to be a little careful here. We need to first take the size of the queue, then process those many nodes, because when we are processing nodes, we keep inserting to the queue. So instead of taking size, if you do queue.size here, it will keep increasing, so it will go to loop, infinite loop. So initially we have to take the size and then process. So we take the first node from the queue, then we pop the node, and then we create a new node. We check if we have already created the node or not using our map. So if it is because the first node we have already pushed to map, so we will have a node, so current node. So we need to fill the adjacency list or neighbor list for the new current node. Then we check adjacency list from the neighbors from the current node. Then we create again for the adjacent node, we need to check if it is already created from the map. So from the map we take a new adjacent node. If it is none, that means if it is not processed or not created, then we create a new node using the value. Then we push it to a map. Then we need to push current adjacent node to the queue because we need to process its neighbors further. Then we push the newly created neighbor or whatever we got from the map, we push it to a neighbor list of the new current node. So this will continue for the size that we have taken here. So this will be done for all the neighbors for a given node. Then this for loop will be continued till the size that we have got from the queue, and queue size will keep increasing with the neighbors. So finally when the queue becomes empty, we return the root that we have created. So this will contain the clone of the given graph. So let's execute and see, and there is a huge test case as well. Let's run and check. Yeah, it works fine. So 0 milliseconds. So let's check the time complexity by submitting. Yeah, so accepted. Let's check the details. Yeah, so runtime is 4 milliseconds. All the test cases have been passed. So the time complexity here is we are using BFS. So like for a graph with n nodes and let's say some m edges, so the time complexity will be O of n plus m. So we are just processing each node once, so it will be O of n, plus we are processing each edge once, so it will be O of n plus m. And the memory will be of in the order of n, because we are storing n number of nodes in our map. Okay, so this is a pretty good solution because execution time is very small. So thanks for watching. That's it from my side. Please do provide your feedback. Thank you.